Welcome, lovely people. Some people have asked me about a smaller kind of routine they could do on a morning as opposed to sun salutations, something not quite as fast and kind of 5 or 10 minutes. So a good one to do, a good group of asanas is the warriors, the 1, 2 and 3, or maybe warrior, the dancing warrior or flying warriors. So I'm going to just show you a warrior dance that we would do, a little bit of warming up. This will not take you can do this in as little as 5 minutes, you can extend it to 10 minutes, but it's a great way to start the day. So warriors are basically hip openers, so they create space and flexibility in the hips, but they also create really strong legs because they work on the quadriceps and on the glutes, which in turn stabilise the knees. So it's a great set of asanas. So warrior, Virabhadrasana. Virab was a mythical warrior, so we think, who was extremely strong and powerful. So emotionally, the warriors give you confidence, they tap into your high self-esteem and power. So we are going to warm up. I'll start to warm up, especially on the morning when you've been laid in bed. So we're going to come to tabletop and just do a little bit of cat-cow. So find your alignment. You want your hips directly above your knees. Spread the hands about shoulder distance and make sure that your elbows and shoulders are above the wrists. So as we inhale, we drop down into our cat and we lift the head and the sternum. We keep the shoulders broad, so be aware we're not dropping down and collapsing. On the exhale, we round the spine, tighten the abdominals and lengthen through the arms. So inhale down and exhale up. So do this as long as you want. Just have a few more in your own time. So cat-cow calms the nervous system, and it also nicely stretches the spine. So do as many as you want. So we're going to stretch the hips a little bit before we move into warrior. So we're going to bring the right foot forward and find ourselves in a low lunge. We want to make sure this right knee is above the right ankle. So what we're going to do to stretch the hips is to walk that left knee away. So you feel the opening in the hips there. So as we come up, we're going to gently sink down on this left side, keeping this knee stable. So we don't want the knee to be moving. If you find the stretch is not deep enough, just take that knee back a few inches, come up, and you should feel that nice stretch. So as we do 3 nice deep cleansing breaths every time we inhale, and we sink down a little bit more. So always in and out through the nose. And let's just swap sides. So take the left knee back and bring that left foot forward, walk that leg away so we're not extending that front knee. So come up, make sure your knee's directly over your ankle. As we lift the chest and lengthen the head to the ceiling, you should feel a nice stretch in the right. So as we inhale, can we sink down a little bit more with the hip? So from here, we're going to move into downward dog. So let's bring the hands to the mat, stub the toe, and come back into downward. Okay, so if you're not aware of downward, we want the hands forward, the thumbs towards each other. We're taking the chest to the thighs and the tailbone nice and high, so we don't have any roundedness in the spine. For the first downward of the day, have a little bit of a wiggle around, a little bit of a pedal, a little rock around, walkie dog, whatever feels good. And then nicely take the chest to the thighs. So we'll start on the right side. We want to bring the right foot down, the right foot through towards the right hand. So because we are coming up into warrior, we're going to skip that left foot across because we want the heels in line with each other. And then we're going to come up into that lunge. So before we go any further, make sure you do have a nice wide stance. Going to ground through the back leg, but we're not locking the knee. If for any reason this is too uncomfortable, maybe it's giving you a little bit of knee pain, feel free on the back foot to turn it and do a bit of a modification. Otherwise, flat of the sole flat on the ground. Let's take the hips forward. So don't worry if you're slightly off to the side, everything's a practice. We want to bring the hips round and we'll move into Virabhadrasana 1. So just raise the arms, if you like, if it feels good, put a little bit of a back bend in. So not much, just a couple of inch. So warriors are challenging because they're not symmetrical. You're coming back to downward in between each movement. So now onto the left side. So left foot through, right foot across, heels in line, check your alignment. Come up, knee nice and stable, ground through the back leg, hips forward, raise up, and slight back bend, just a little bit if you wish. So be careful not to lift the rib cage. If you find it does lift, just allow it to gently settle back down. We're coming back to downward, and back onto the right side for warrior 2. So right foot through and skip that left foot across. So in all the warriors 1, 2 and reverse warrior, the legs are always the same. So keep that lunge, warrior 2, face forward, nice wide arms, parallel. So gaze at the finger, the middle finger on the right hand. So 3 nice deep cleansing breaths in every asana. Make sure that knee's not wandering about. Back to downward. To the left side, warrior 2. I'm sorry I've got my back to you, it gives you a different angle. So gazing at the finger, the middle finger on the left hand. So you can hold up to about 20 seconds. It's up to you. And back down to downward. So back onto the right side, we're going to do dancing warrior or reverse warrior. So bring that right foot through and back up once again. So hips forward again as if we were in warrior 1. We're going to take the left arm, we're going to slide it down the left side. As we tip back, we're going to bring the right arm up, palm facing up, and then all the way around to curl the palm and the arm down. So be aware of this back leg, make sure it feels nice and stable and grounded. So you feel nicely balanced, and go back a little bit more. and back to downward. So left foot through, right foot across and up. Slide the right arm down and raise the left arm. So we are keeping the chest forward. We're going to gaze towards that palm. Back to downward. Last time. And we're going to come down, bring the knees wide, bring the feet together, sit back, and rest and restore in child's pose. So two types of child's pose. We can either have the hands by the side, let the shoulders just collapse and fall apart, let the elbows relax down. Or we can have extended child's pose, where we have the hands forward, we walk them away a little bit, but we can still relax and keep the elbows down. It's up to you. So even though we're resting in child's pose, we're still keeping the spine nicely stretched out. And you can stay here as long as you want, within reason, not all day. So there you go. I don't know how long that took, but it didn't take very long. So if you wake up in the morning, you feel a little bit stiff, you feel a little bit, especially at this time of year. In fact, it's snowing here a little bit. It's just a nice kind of group of asanas to give you a bit more confidence, make you feel a little bit stronger and a little bit more ready to start the day. So, namaste everybody. Thank you for watching. Any feedback, any questions, feel free. Otherwise, I shall see you in the next class or the next video.